Hello students, welcome to my video number 67 and we are going to start Grammar Chapter 12 Direct and Indirect Speech. This is a very important topic that we're going to learn, and since it is something new for you because in the previous class you haven't learned this, so you need to pay more attention and more care in understanding every part, every rule of this topic, because this is going to continue till class 12 and it is a very much important topic. So let us begin. First we need to understand what is direct speech and what is indirect speech. Direct speech is actually the exact words of a speaker. The exact words, when we write it down, it is called the direct speech. And if the words of the speaker are reported to the third person, to someone else, then that reported words are said to be indirect speech. It is also called reported speech. What we see here, I have written an example. He said, "I am fine now." This is an example of direct speech. Why? How can we make out that this is a direct speech and this one is indirect speech? In direct speech, you will always see quotation marks are given. That is, the exact words of the speaker are written inside quotation marks. These are also called open inverted commas and close inverted commas. So this makes it clear and it makes it easier to identify direct speech. When we write down any dialogues or anything said by anybody, we write it down inside inverted commas and give it the structure of a direct speech. Now, if the words of a speaker are reported to the third person or to someone else, then we quote it like this: "He said that he was fine then." So we see that there are certain changes that we make when we are changing direct into indirect speech. So this we are going to learn what are the different changes or what are the different rules that we need to take care when we are converting direct into indirect speech. Now let us see those rules. First we need to know the tense that is in which the direct speech is written, to which particular tense that sentence changes into when we are converting into indirect speech. So this is very important thing to understand what tense we need to change. You can see here, this is given in simple present tense. I am fine now. It is changing into he said that he was fine then. So this am is changing into was. So it shows that simple present changes into simple past. So these rules first we need to understand, and we have to be very much attentive in understanding the rules of converting direct speech into indirect speech. So let us begin. The first thing, simple present tense always changes into simple past tense. Now, this is the rule for the sentences that are said by the speaker about any action or any event or any incident happening. But when we are speaking about any natural fact, any natural phenomena, or any universal truth, then the sentence will not change. That we need to take care. Suppose, for example, he said, this is an example of direct speech. He said, "The sun rises from east." Now here we know rises is an example, is a simple present tense is used here, rises. And according to the rule, simple present tense changes into simple past tense. But since it is a universal fact, we cannot change the tense here. We cannot make it past tense. So what happens here? The answer, if we are asked to convert it into indirect speech, it will be, he said that the sun rises from east. So this is a natural fact, a natural phenomena happening every time, so we cannot change the tense of it. So this we need to remember that simple present tense not always changes into simple past. In such sentences where it is talking about any universal fact or any natural phenomena that happens, for example, I can give you I'll give you some other example. See here, he said, water boils at 100 °C temperature. So what we see here, water boils at 100 °C temperature. So what we see, this is a fact. It is another fact which always happens. So here also the tense will not change. It will be written as, he said that water boils at 100 °C temperature. So this doesn't change here. Okay, so this you need to remember, that simple present changes into simple past when it is said, when this conversation is a regular conversation. But when any universal phenomena or any natural fact is mentioned, then that remains the same. There is no change in the tense. The simple present remains simple present. Now let us see the next tense that we have in the present tenses, which is present perfect tense. Present perfect tense changes into past perfect tense. This is very important to remember. Second type of tense that we have in present tense is present perfect tense, and that changes into past perfect tense. Now, these changes in the tenses will be easier for you to remember if you can find the simple logic behind this change. What is the simple logic behind this change? The logic is that when that exact words are said by the speaker, the time period is different, and when the same words are quoted or reported to someone else, then the time period becomes different. So keeping that in mind, the tense changes. When something is said, like here, so when this is said by the speaker, that time the time period was present. But when the same thing was reported to someone else, at that time this particular moment becomes matter of past. So the tense changes and it becomes past. So this is the logic you need to understand. Then you will be able to remember which tense changes into which particular tense. Now the example here I'll give you, like she said, I have completed my work. See, so here I have completed my work. This changes into she said that. Now about that, this that is used in some sentence. You will find in your book also in some exercises that is not mentioned in the indirect speech, and the reason is that it is not always necessary to mention that. It depends on you. If you want it, the sentence can also be written without that. She said she had completed her work. So here that can be avoided, or we can write it down. So there is no hard and fast rule of following this the use of that. So what we are going to write in the answer of this, she said that she had completed her work. What we see here, what changes we made. She said that This I is actually the speaker here. So we need to take care that what this pronoun will change into. It will change into the speaker. If any name is given, then we need to take care that if a name is of a boy or a girl, suppose it is given here Rahul said. So you need to take care that you mention here he. But since she is given, so it will be she. She is the one who is saying this thing about her work. So it will be replaced with she. She said that she had completed. Have completed, present perfect changes into past perfect. Had completed my work. We cannot write my work. If we write my work, it will mean your work. But we know this my work is actually her work, the speaker's work. So it becomes her work here and full stop. So this is the change in the present perfect tense. Present perfect tense changes into past perfect tense. Next we have in the present tenses, present continuous tense. This present continuous tense changes into past continuous tense. That is what we see, that the present tense changes into the similar kind in the past. Simple present, simple past. Present perfect, past perfect. Present continuous, past continuous. Let us see an example here. She said, I am playing right now. Full stop. This will be changed into she said that she was playing right then. Now becomes then. She was playing right then. So this is the change you need to remember. Present continuous changes into past continuous. I am playing becomes she was playing. So this is about present tenses. Another present tense we have, which is present perfect continuous tense. Present perfect continuous tense. This changes into past perfect continuous tense. So here also we can easily remember the similar kind changes into similar kind in the past. Present perfect continuous changes into past perfect continuous. For example, she said. Let us not use I again. She said, my brother has been playing since morning. Full stop, close inverted commas. She said, my brother has been playing since morning. This changes into she said that my brother. So what we will make change here? What change we will make here? My brother will become her brother because it is said by the speaker. She said that her brother had been playing since morning. Full stop. So these are the changes in the present tenses. All the present tenses changes into the similar kind in the past tenses. I hope this is understood by you all. In the next video, I am going to discuss the rest of the rules of direct and indirect speech. So till then, take care everybody and God bless you all.